Hey everybody, welcome back to the Bible reading plan. We're in Galatians chapter 1 today, and as always with a new book, I would encourage you to go to the Bible Project on YouTube and watch their Galatians video. So this is Paul's letter to the churches in the region of Galatia, and Paul is addressing one big problem in the church, and it's that there are people in the church who are trying to preach another gospel, and that gospel is you have to be circumcised to be saved, and there's a few other Jewish traditions in there, but they're preaching a different gospel. And Paul, he says in verse 6, I am astonished. He gives a greeting and he's like, I'm just blown away that you're preaching another gospel, because at this point in Christianity, there are as many non-Christians, there's as many non-Jews as there are Jews that are following Christianity, following the way. So Paul is saying, I'm astonished how quickly you deserted the gospel that I preached to you, because a lot of people are saying, forget Paul, you have to get circumcised, and you have to do it this way. You have to become a Jew if you want to become a Christian. But Paul's saying, I'm just astonished how quick you forgot that. But verse 10, Paul says, for am I now seeking the approval of man or of God, or am I trying to please man? If I were trying to please man, I would not be a servant of Christ. Paul is speaking from his salvation, his his direct revelation from Jesus Christ on the road to Damascus when he was going to kill Christians, and he sees Jesus, and Jesus converts his life right there. He sees him with his own eyes. This is a personal, physical revelation of Jesus Christ. And Paul says, I'm not here to please man. I'm here to please God. I'm a servant of Jesus Christ. That's who I'm pleasing. I would ask you today, how do you direct your life? When you walk into a room, are you trying to please those around you, or are you trying to please God? Are you trying to serve God, or are you trying to serve man? When you feel the Holy Spirit press on your heart to evangelize or to share the gospel with someone, do you value their comfort over their eternal security, over their eternal salvation? Are you trying to please them? Are you worried about how they see you, or are you worried about how God sees you? That's a soul-searching question I would ask you to ponder on today. But Paul is saying from this, he's saying, guys, this is not my gospel. This is God's gospel, and this is Jesus's gospel. And he says, this is, I'm not trying to please you. I'm not trying to please man. I'm trying to please Christ, because I was out trying to kill Christians. I was out trying to destroy Christianity, and Jesus stopped me in my tracks on the road to Damascus, and he converted my life. And he's saying it's foolish to try to preach any other gospel. He says in verse 11, it's not man's gospel, for I did not receive it from any man, nor was I taught it, but I received it through a revelation of Jesus Christ. He's saying, guys, why would I preach a gospel that is contrary to what the truth is? Because I wanted to destroy it, but something changed in me. This revelation showed me the truth. So he's securing his influence, his apostleship, through Jesus that he was given, his authority. And verse 15, it says, but when he who had set me apart before I was born, and who had called me by his grace, was pleased to reveal his son to me in order that I might preach him among the Gentiles, I did not immediately consult with anyone. So he's saying, I didn't go to the other apostles. I was by myself, and I preached this gospel that was given to me by Jesus and no one else. But I love that what he said, set me apart before I was born and called me by his grace. If you are a Christian today, if you are saved through Jesus Christ, he set you apart before you were born, and he called you by his grace. So that's a beautiful picture. And as we just end this chapter, he says in verse 23, they only were hearing it said, he who used to persecute us is now preaching the faith he once tried to destroy. He's saying, I didn't even consult with the other apostles. I got this directly from Jesus. I'm preaching it from Jesus. It's no other man's gospel. So you guys trying to create gospels, you need to be very wary about who you listen to. And I love this. Paul's report was that, he used to persecute persecute the people preaching the faith, but now he's preaching it. He wants to try to destroy it, but now he's preaching it louder than anyone. And I would ask you, what is your report today? When people are talking about you, what is your report? Do they talk about your faith, your great faith, how you spread the gospel, share the gospel, how you share the love of Jesus? And in verse 24, are they glorifying God because of you, because of your report? I would ask you to ponder on that today. Thank you for joining me in chapter 1 of Galatians. This is going to be a super fun book. Stick with me. Study deeper and deeper than just this video. Read it a few times if you need to. But thank you for joining me. I hope to see you tomorrow on the Bible reading plan. Bye.